Good morning to everyone. I am Dr. Sumi MS. The name of the course is Object Oriented Programming, and today's lecture topic is Overview of OOP from Unit 1 Introduction to OOP and Java. On completion, the students will be able to describe the purpose of object oriented programming and explain its features and characteristics, and also differentiate between class and object. Object oriented programming. The object oriented programming system is a programming paradigm based on the concepts of objects that contain data and methods instead of just functions and procedures. The primary purpose of object oriented programming is to increase the flexibility and maintainability of programs. Object oriented programming brings together data and its behavior, that is methods, into a single entity called object, which makes it easier to understand how a program works. So unlike procedure oriented programming, here the concept is in the form of objects. So these objects contain data and methods, whereas in the case of procedure oriented programming, the entire program is written as a structure which consists of functions and procedures. Features of object oriented programming. Object oriented programming emphasizes on its own data rather than a procedure. It is based on certain principles like inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, as well as data abstraction. Here the programs are divided into objects. Data and functions are wrapped into a single unit called class so that the data is hidden and is safe from accidental alternation. Objects communicate with each other through functions. New data and functions can be easily added whenever it is needed. And here a bottom up approach is being followed. So in the program we shall consider a bottom up approach is being followed, that is smaller problems are being solved, and it is grouped together to get the solution for a larger problem, which is said to be as a bottom up approach, whereas in the case of procedure oriented programming, top down approach is being followed. Characteristics of object oriented programming concept. OOPs simplify the software development and maintenance by providing some concepts. Here, class. Class is nothing but considered to be as a blueprint or a template for an object. Object is defined as the instance of a class. Encapsulation means protecting our data, where data as well as the methods or functions are being capsuled inside an entity called class. Polymorphism, that is different behaviors at different instances. Poly means many and morphism means forms. Abstraction, hiding irrelevant data from the user, that is the complex implementation part is not shown. Inheritance, an object acquiring the property of another object, or the object is being inheriting the properties from its main class. Class is defined as a collection of similar objects, and it contains data as well as the methods that operate on that data. In other words, we can define class as a blueprint or a template for a set of objects which share a common structure and a common behavior. A class in Java has certain fields, methods, constructors, blocks, nested class and interface inside it. This is the syntax to declare a class. Class is declared with a predefined keyword, that is class. So class followed by class name, and within braces we can declare various variables, methods, functions, etc. So in this example, rectangle is the class and the class name is declared using the keyword class, and within braces we have certain fields, variables like length, breadth, which are declared using double as the data type. Then we have a function print, if method print area, which is to print the area of the rectangle. and the class name must start with a capital letter. Object. Any entity that has state and behavior is known as an object. Object is defined as the instance of a class. Examples for various objects are chair, pen, table, keyboard, bike, etc. The object of a class can be created by using the new keyword in Java programming language. So object has certain characteristics. State, that represents the value of an object or the data of an object. Behavior, it represents the functionality of an object such as deposit, withdraw, etc. And identity, it is a unique ID, that is to identify an object uniquely. In the case of a class stationery item, we can consider pen, books, ink, pencil box, etc. as objects. So all these are similar objects belonging to a same class. And in the case of an object pen, its name and its color can be considered as a state, and also writing is considered to be a function. Difference between object and class. Object is an instance of a class, whereas class is a blueprint or template from which we can create objects. Object is a real world entity such as pen, laptop, mobile, bed, keyboard, mouse, chair, etc. And class is considered to be as a group of similar objects. Object is a physical entity, whereas class is a logical entity. And object is created using the keyword new, and class is created using the keyword class. Here for a class student, using keyword class, student is the class that is being, student is the name of the class that is being created, and under that student class an object S1 is created. So student S1 is equal to new student. So here object is created using the keyword new. Object can be created many times as per the requirement in a class, whereas a class is declared once. Object allocates memory when it is created, but in the case of class, memory is not allocated when it is created. There are many ways to create object in Java, such as using new keyword, new instance method, clone method, factory method, and deserialization. Whereas in the case of class, there is only one way to define a class in Java, that is using the keyword class. Quiz questions on overview of OOP. Write down the characteristics of object-oriented programming. Write down the syntax of class with an example. State the difference between object and class. Thank you.